Revolution is a high calling that comes from a place of love, and there is no cause in the world that requires more love than the cause of the liberation of black people. Because black people are people who are hated across the world and who are socialized to hate themselves. You couldn't engage in a politics of liberating them, which degenerates into forms of indignity, humiliation. And that's really all I have for my brothers and sisters in the EFF. Love.
Black people are hated everywhere. Even in Africa, the land that is supposed to be our home, we are not truly free. We were told that education will save us, yet millions of graduates sit at home jobless. Our leaders promised us a better life, but we still struggle while a privileged few thrive. Why? Because the system was never built for us to win. But why only black people though, and not other race groups? The black struggle. Why we keep getting a raw deal, and how to fight back. Welcome to Inkari, it's time. I'm Gondos, and today we are unpacking the biggest lie ever told to black people, that we are free. Across Africa and beyond, black people continue to face oppression, poverty, and systemic exclusion. Even when we resist, our own black brothers and sisters in uniform are used to suppress us. But how did we get here? And more importantly, how do we fight back? Let's get into it. Colonial legacy and economic control. Colonialism didn't end. It just changed form. Western powers still control African economies through multinational corporations, unfair trade agreements, and debt traps. Here in South Africa, white monopoly capital controls most industries, leaving the black majority in poverty. Our minerals, our land, our labor, all exploited for the benefit of the few. Political elites and betrayal. We expected our leaders to fight for us, but many of them sold out. Instead of dismantling the oppressive system, they became part of it. Corruption, self-enrichment, and saving foreign interests have replaced the revolutionary spirit of our forefathers. Just look at Kenya incident. A young activist resists injustice, and it's black police officers who arrest him on behalf of their white masters.
Gentry with others from before court declared disturbance in a manner likely to cause a breach of peace by yelling, shouting, and attempt to disrupt the photo shooting session by the Cabinet Secretary, National Treasury, and Economic Planning and his delegates. Is it true or not true? Julius, is it true or not true?
Okay, I don't want to betray my concerns. It's true, but as I said, I don't want to betray my concerns. I'm ready to do anything to see change in this country. I'm ready to die for freedom. I'm ready to die for justice. I'm ready to die for equality. We cannot continue living as slaves in our own country. The land of our fathers, the land where our fathers bled and died to free this nation from the shackles of colonialism. Colonialism never really ended in this country. Even in this court, they use colonial penal codes, colonial laws. That is why I cannot get justice in a court of law. I want to speak myself. I realize that there comes an existential moment in time when you must speak for yourself. Nobody else can do it for you. I am tired, so sick and tired of living as a slave in my own country. And I'll say these a lot of times, many times, and I'm going to do so many things, so many actions to bring change into this country. We cannot continue to be ruled like this, being ruled by sick people, by mad people, by liars and thieves and criminals. These are the people who are in power in Kenya, in Africa. That is the situation we are living in. That is kind of life we are living in. That's why people are dying and nobody cares. Poor people are suffering, nobody cares. So I don't know what's the role of the government. I don't know. I want to know today, what's the role of the government? To protect the people or to kill the people or to make the people suffer? I think we have failed our people. The government has failed. Everybody has failed. We have also failed ourselves. I don't know. My concerns will not allow me to keep silent. And at any time, at any moment, I don't know whether this is going to come up anywhere, but we must have this debate. We must have this conversation. We cannot continue living in fear. I see a lot of fear in this country. A lot of fear in the courts. Just yesterday, we saw a magistrate who was shot by a police officer. I want to speak, my dear friends. I want to speak because when you try to tell me to keep silent, my heart is burning. You know, it's burning because of this country. Because for 60 years, we have been living like we are not human beings, like we are half human beings. We are considered like children of a lesser God. Now, this cannot continue. It cannot continue in any way. We are ruled by a minority that does not care for the interests of the majority. Politicians are liars and thieves, and they have stolen our freedom, they have stolen our minds, they have stolen our land, they have stolen our future. Politicians are established in lies and failed promises. We are victims of lies and failed promises, deferred hopes, and blasted dreams for 60 years. I don't know what will happen. I don't know whether you're going to sentence me. I'm ready to be sentenced for 100 years. But I'm going to keep speaking the truth until the day I leave this world. We cannot continue living like this. My dear friends, we must resist. Resistance is the only way for this country, for Africa. People are dying everywhere. Even in Congo, people are suffering and we are silent. I don't know. We have failed as human beings. We have completely failed as human beings. We are on a test as human beings. I don't know why we call ourselves Christians. I don't know why we call ourselves educated people, civilized people. We are not. We are not civilized at all. We are stupid. And this stupidity is taking a toll on this country. Too much toll. It's so bad. It's too bad. It's too bad. We cannot continue living like this. The government must get out of the people.
But on its behalf, your own eyes.
The illusion of education without economic power. Go to school, get a degree, and you will have a bright future, they told us. But today, millions of educated black youth are jobless. Why? Because the economy was never restructured to accommodate us. Without black control of industries, education alone is not enough.
Because until we understand the meaning of slide number 7, there cannot be peace in this country. If you look at the inequality amongst the blacks, this is inequality amongst the blacks. It's the highest in the race groups. Of course, neoliberal policies say some level of inequality is important for development. There is nothing that justifies this kind of inequality for blacks. And what happens is those who are like myself, who have gotten some education, we are responsible for this inequality, and those who got BEEs, because a few of them got that and left the masses poor and hungry and cold. This level of inequality in South Africa, with this level of inequality, you cannot have peace. Well, particularly amongst one race group. This is the inequality amongst whites. These guys manage to drink their wine and whiskey without fighting over mkoboti. So this is the problem, and that problem is anchored in education, it's anchored in this new liberal policies that we have followed. And this is not going to change.
Okay. Divide and conquer tactics. They make us fight each other instead of fighting the real enemy. In South Africa, for instance, they use xenophobia to divide us. Across the world, black people are pit against each other, while white supremacy and economic oppression continue unchecked. We need to wake up.
We must love ourselves. Black people are hated everywhere. You go to America, you go to Britain, you go to Europe, everywhere. How can we be hated all over and still be hated at home, where we're supposed to love one another and struggle together and hold each other's hand and say to those who are suffering, we suffered like you. One day you will get your freedom, and when you get your freedom, we will rejoice together. Let us defend the unity of Africa. Kwame Nkrumah fought for this unity. Julius Nyerere fought for this unity. Gaddafi, Robert Sobukwe, Steve Biko, Winnie Mandela, Chris Hani, Robert Mugabe fought for this unity. Why must we be divided as Africans?
The truth is, black people were never meant to win in this system. That's why we keep getting a road deal. But it doesn't have to stay this way. We can take back control if we unite, if we build our own economies, and if we elect leaders who serve the people, not foreign interests. If you agree that it's time for change, then do 3 things right now. 1. Like and share this video so more people can see it. 2. Subscribe to Inkari. It's time for more eye-opening content. 3. Comment below with your thoughts. What do you think is the biggest obstacle facing black people today? Let's start the conversation and build solutions together. Because Inkari is time. It's time to take back our power. Thank you for watching and take care.